Hey guys, this is Sakura-san, and we're back with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I wanted a little break from Alice Madness Returns. This is from the future because I didn't turn on my mic, so I'm trying to remember everything I said in this video. I do remember almost everything. It's just that I'm not remembering it in the right order. So I'm looking at the map, trying to see what we've missed and stuff, because I've been all through this. So we're trying, but he's just like, so you're not gone through the morgue? And, yeah, I've not gone through the morgue. And he's just like, I'm pretty sure you have been through the morgue. And I was like, yeah, I remember being in some morgue, but I don't think it's the morgue you're thinking of. So I go over to the morgue. I'll try and get it in because I think it's unlocked. So I go down into the morgue. And then I realize the morgue door is locked. So I go back upstairs. And this save, it didn't save properly, by the way, because there were a lot of things that I picked up in the last video that I've recorded of this that I didn't have anymore because it didn't save properly. So, but I didn't realize this until I went back into the bathroom room and I killed 2 monsters. And I realized, I've already killed these monsters, haven't I? And then I'm just like, so how come? And then I realized it didn't save properly. So, yeah. Thing is, this isn't a spoiler. If you watched the last video, I actually did already kill these 2 monsters and picked all those things up from that bathroom. So I couldn't understand why. So I thought it just probably didn't save all of it. So there was obviously more than just me not killing a few monsters and a few things that I picked up not gone missing. That was a very important part that I did pick up and didn't have anymore. So I unlocked the door. It's like, and then I go in. So I'm just like, is there another? How am I supposed to get the morgue key? So I'm trying to think, like, how come I don't have the key to the morgue? I thought I already did. So I go into the bathroom because I think, like, I haven't looked in this room enough. Then I realized there is another way to go into the morgue. You go into the boiler room, and then the dissection room, and then the morgue. So that's what I do. I go back into this bathroom, assume that every monster in here has been killed. Pick up the chem fluid. And there's a fucking monster there, and so I get out my gun. And I kill it. Of course, this is when I realized that not everything is saved. So I see this floating thing, and I think it's really funny because this is a glitch in the game. I go over, and I was like laughing at it, and so I was like, look at this thing. She's like, oh yeah, look at it. I pick up the cabin fluid and go over to that thing, and I slash it across the room. And we're both laughing at it, and then I hear another zombie coming from what I think is in front of me, but it's actually behind me. So I didn't notice it until I turn around and I see it, and it freaking scares me. Excuse me. So I'm telling Kieran that it didn't save properly because I already killed those 2 monsters, and I don't know why. And I collected all the things from this room. So I tell him that it didn't save properly. I am looking for some bullets to put back in my gun. I've forgotten that you can make bullets, by the way. But it didn't really matter by the time I realized, because I knew I had to run through a room. So I go and pick up the herb. And I heal myself before I go into a room that's probably full of monsters as well. So I'm like trying to remember what the button to recoil was before I heal, because I don't have any bullets and I can't go into a room full of monsters without any. Now he's just like, well, you've run out. You can't reload, you've run out. And I was just like, well, I'm pretty sure I picked up some. So I open up my inventory to make some first aid med. And I heal myself. So I'm just like, where do I get the other bullets from? Because I need more bullets. So I go and find more bullets. Looking around the room for bullets and stuff. I realized that what I picked up wasn't actually bullets, by the way, shotgun shells. It's not handgun ammo. So I pick up some actual handgun ammo, but it turns out to be not enough, of course. So I didn't realize that until I actually reloaded the gun and tried to shoot a few monsters and went out again. That sound kind of scared me, by the way. For some reason, when you're in this room full of goo and you're bound to get attacked by monsters, you hear them moving around the whole place, and they're not even coming after you yet, and you still hear them, which is kind of annoying because it gets you scared for no reason. So I'm like, so we're going through the buttons, trying to see what the reload button was, and I press it. And he thought it was the A button because he told me to press the A button, but I pressed the X button by accident. And yeah, it was the X button to reload. Because, well, he plays PS4, I use an Xbox controller on my PC. So, and then, yeah, so it's the buttons are sort of in the same place, but they're labeled different. So yeah, he knows that it's square, but on my controller it's labeled completely different. I open this door, and I'm just like, oh, it's full of steam and stuff, and it scares me a bit because I forget that it's a boiler room for like a minute. And I open the door, and already there's a monster, and I'm already out of ammo. This thing's like biting me. I didn't even notice that I ran out of ammo until I tried to shoot it again. So I get out my knife and I slash it and slash it and slash it. One of these things, by the way, while I'm slashing it, it grows his arm back. So you're gonna see it in a bit that it grows its arm back. So turn around here, and you see it grow its arm back. It didn't have an arm before that thing. It actually grew it back. So and I killed one monster. The thing is, there's more monsters in the room than just 2. I'm already about to die. I kill one monster. This one kills me. And he's just like... So I die. And then Kieran realizes you have to run through this room because, like, there's probably going to be a ton of monsters in there and you're not going to survive, so you have to run through it and be quick. So I run through the room. And I try to open this door. You can't open the door. So it's just like, there's something in the room. Just collect some stuff and run out. So I collect stuff. I pick up the shotgun shells again. And I run back to that cupboard. Kieran tells me that there's something in that cupboard. So I open the cupboard. But it won't let me pick it up because there's a bunch of monsters attacking me. So I've run out of space. So I don't realize I've run out of ammo. I try and run past them out of the room so I can put some stuff away into the safe room. But then I'm totally convinced that I can't do anything in that room because there's literally a locked door and just some chem fluid. So I'm trying to tell him that there's nothing in that room. And he doesn't believe me. And of course he's right, because the thing didn't save properly, and that I was supposed to have a key to that room, but it didn't save that I already picked it up. So I didn't have that key, so I had to go and find it again. I didn't find it until I tried and open the door of that room. I thought that maybe it was a glitch that when I opened that I didn't click on it properly. So I went to try and open it again. I'm so totally convinced that there's nothing in this room, by the way. So I took very long to go back to it. So I go back, and he's pretty annoyed. He's just like, you know, he can run, right? And I'm just like, let me go the speed that I want to, okay? And he's just like, well, you're going really slow. So yeah, I go back into the room. And I'm running through it again to pick up just the chem fluid and try and open that door properly. So I open the door. It's locked. It's locked and stuff. So I run through it, see if there's any more stuff to pick up. I pick up the chem fluid. And then I run out. And he's just like, there's more stuff? And I was like, no, there isn't. We need to find a key from that door, for that door, if we can't get in. And he's like, where are you going? And it's like, I'm going back to put my stuff in the freaking box in the safe room. And he's like kind of sick of me running off to this room. And yes, you would as well. But I do it again to annoy him. And he's just like, don't go into that room. And I was just like, I have to. And I'm just asking, what does strong chem fluid do? And he's just like, it makes something to heal yourself. And bullets. And I was just like, wait, it makes bullets? And he was like, yeah, it makes bullets. I was like, oh. So I make some bullets. And I try to go into this workshop. And I tell him that it's locked. We're trying to find a key right now, by the way. So, because I told him it's locked. So we're trying to find a key. And he goes off to do something, so... And I'm waiting for him to come back. And I'm looking at the map, trying to figure out how to get to that room. And where the key is and stuff. So I go back. I'm just like, there must be something I missed. I must have missed the key somewhere. So I'm looking around for the key, and I'm just like, it must be somewhere in this room. And he's like, no, you probably already have it. And I just said to him, no, it didn't save properly. I don't have the key. And it's like, right, I know. So I'm trying to look for the key. And this is the point he actually goes off to do something for a few seconds. So I try to go into the workshop again. And then I go into the incineration room, which I realize is where the key is when I pick it up. So I look in this room again, thinking that I must have missed something in here. So I go into it, and I'm like looking around and stuff. Making sure I haven't missed anything. And right when I think I've picked up everything in this room, there's no hope whatsoever. And then I realize there's something on this thing right here. So I go and pick it up. And then I go and save just to annoy him when he comes back. So I walk back to the safe room. Here I go to the safe room. Because I've got the key this time, I don't want to die and lose the key again, so I go and save. Because I needed it anyway. It wasn't just to annoy him, it was because I actually did need it. But so I go into the safe room and I save. And he's just got back and he's just like, I can't believe it, you're in the safe room again. I'm laughing my head off. It's like, how dare you come in here again? So I go back and I tell him I found the key. So I go back and I get the door open. He's just, and then he tells me there's something in that hole there. So I go and pick it up. He's just like, but what do I need these coins for? And that's for the caravan. You need a load of coins to get into that caravan. I was like, oh, alright. So I pick up the coin. So I go and unlock the door for the dissection room. Oh, my tummy's hurting. So it takes me a while to actually get this key to work. It won't let me open the door for some reason. So I'm trying to wonder why it didn't open the blade door. So I try and open it again. This is a very weird mechanism, by the way, that you have to interact with it for so many times before it actually uses the key.
I was gonna be your father. Now she says he will be her father. No. I will find him, and I will make him suffer. And you, my friend, will help me.
And then like, how is this guy still alive? I gotta kill this guy. Oh my god, how is he still alive? So he's just like, you have to kill him again. And I was like, well, I'm sick of healing him so many times. So I'm about to walk into the morgue, and I'm hoping that it's open, so I don't have to find another key. And I'm about to heal, and he's just like... So I'm asking him, should I make strong first aid med or normal first aid med? And he's just like, normal first aid med? And I realize I can't actually make any normal first aid med because I only have strong chem fluid. So I make strong first aid med. I only did that so I had something to heal with, by the way. So I opened the morgue door, and I'm so happy that it's open and not locked. And like, oh, we're finally in the morgue. He's like, oh, I remember this now. So, yeah. I'm gonna stop this video in a minute, by the way, because it's almost 30 minutes and the rest of it is like 15 minutes to record. I don't know if I want to upload this whole thing. I think I should, actually. I changed my mind. I'm gonna upload this whole thing because it's only 45 minutes. So I go into this room, see if there's anything I've not picked up. And I'm looking around, and he's just like, oh, there's something on the copper. So I go over to the copper, I click on him, and it's just some sort of reaction, and I was like, there's nothing on him? And it's like, yeah, that's the worst part of the game. You just click on things just to react to things. So I go, and he's just like, oh, there's something here. I was like, where? So I start looking around. And he's like, no, warmer. Warmer. Very cold. Warmer. No, not that. Warmer. Cold. Warmer. Warmer. Hot. And this guy pushes me into the thing, and it's like, how the fuck are you still alive? I'm gonna kill you again. And he's just like, there's something behind him to shoot him, to kill him with. So I go over and pick it up, and I realize I can't pick it up, so I'm like a bit frustrated that I can't pick it up and kill the guy. He's just like, well, you can kick him with the dead bodies. Like, make sure he's behind it first, so that's what I do, and he's pointing out the crate that I can slash into. So I'm trying to get him behind one of these dead bodies to kick him with. but he's like barely ever behind these dead bodies, so I never get to I rarely get to catch him. I think it's the second time that I do a better job at this, because I did actually kick him that time, but I wasn't sure. And this time I missed. And then I missed. I kicked him again. But the thing is, that kick actually does nothing to him. So I'm wondering if I can try and get into this gate. And I can't.
Oh, I like it.
So I'm getting beaten the shit out of this guy. So I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna see what in this crate. It's gonna kill me anyway. So I try and slash him as well with that little knife that's probably not doing much to him. Kick him again. And he walks away before I can even hit him. And I open the fucking box. Try and pick up the herb. Pick up the herb. And then he picks up the freaking chainsaw thing. And he's like, get it now! So I go over and get the freaking chainsaw. But I have to like move away from him first because he's slashing at me. So I pick up the chainsaw and I attack the shit out of the guy. I'm sick of him already. Always coming back to life. And this is when Kieran tells me the reason why he keeps coming back. Well, he actually told me this earlier because I asked him like, why does he keep coming back to life? And he says, well, he's a mold monster, and I'm just like, he's a mold monster. He's a mold monster. Well, I want to call him a mold monster. Shut up. And then I'm dead. And that's like, you let him kill me? You let him beat the shit out of me first? So yeah.
You think you can hurt me?
And now I'm fighting this guy again. And I go for the box first. But he gets me before I even pick up the herb. So I slash him, and I slash him, and I slash him, and I slash him, and I slash him. I keep slashing the guy, and this time it actually does do a bit of something. I need to make some warm milk. Oh dear God.
Time to grow a pair, Ethan.
I have to go ahead and try and pick up the... Oh, it's plus 8 men this time. And he hits me again as I try to pick it up. Do you have a pair? And my boyfriend is like, nice comeback. Do you have a pair? You don't have a pair. They're trying to slash him. So I go and pick up the chainsaw, and this time before he even tries to hit me, literally. I'm just like, I'm hurt enough, I'm probably gonna die again. But I didn't die again, I actually killed him quite fast.
Do me a favor and stay dead.
And I was like, you better stay dead this time. I killed you. You better stay dead. Don't come back to life ever again. You silly thing.
Do me a favor and stay dead.
Yeah, that's right. Stay dead. So, I go and pick up the chem fluid. And I heal myself. And I'm just like, is there a way to get out of here? Do I have to climb up or something? And I'm just like, do I climb up on one of these dead bodies? He's just like, no, 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 no. And I'm just like, is there a key in here maybe? And it's like, no. And he's just like, get your chainsaw out. And he's like, it's locked? Well, he doesn't tell me to get his chainsaw out again until... He doesn't actually tell me to get the chainsaw up again. I'm just like convinced I have to climb out of this place. And it's like, no, you don't have to climb out. So he tells me to go over to the door. And I go over to the door, and I was like, well, it's locked. I was like, get the chainsaw out. I was like, oh. This, by the way, breaks the freaking chainsaw, which makes me really upset, so I go back and try and find the dead guy's chainsaw, which is way better than mine. So I go and find it, I see if I can pick it up, and he's just like, well, no, you can't. That's another worst part of this game. That freaking Ethan breaks the chainsaw that he wins. He could have went through the whole game with a chainsaw, but he just breaks it right when he gets it. I was like, oh wow, that's shit, isn't it? And now this is the part. So I walk back up. I go downstairs. See if I can open the door from the other side. But I can't. I actually do need the snake key. As you can see. So I just look around a bit more. And I pick up this thing. And I pressed the wrong button by accident. I can't remember what I was trying to do, but I pressed the wrong button to heal myself, and I didn't mean to. And it's like, you've used it all, you've wasted it. And I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry I pressed the wrong button. And he's just like, oh, don't worry about it, I do that as well. So, oh, that was what I was trying to do. I wanted to go back and see what I picked up. So I go and save. And yeah, we're trying to figure out why we can't get into the workshop, by the way. And then he looks it up on the internet, and he realizes, oh, you don't get into the workshop until very later on in the game. I was like, well, that's pointless. So I go back into the save room and save, and I'm just like, what the fuck is singing? And he's just like, oh, it's that little girl. It's like, it scares me a bit because I think she's there when I'm about to walk up and she's not. So, yeah. So I go and save. And like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Sayonara!